Okay, let's take a look at this information. We've discussed the idea of a reciprocal. Reciprocal. We've talked about it before when we talk about solving an equation like 2/3 times x equals 6. We're like, hey, how do you get x by itself? Oh, you multiply by the reciprocal of 2/3, which is just flipping it. And then you would multiply both sides. So the reciprocal is you just take the fraction and you flip it. So two numbers are basically reciprocals if when multiplied together, they're going to equal the number 1. So if a times b is 1, then we know a and b are reciprocals of each other. So if two numbers multiply together to equal 1, you know they're reciprocals of one another. Now, the symbol for a reciprocal is x to a -1. On a calculator, if you want a reciprocal of a number, you put whatever number you have in the calculator, and then you hit that x to the -1 key, and that gives you the reciprocal of it. So what's a reciprocal of 5? You and I know 5 is 5 over 1, so the reciprocal is we flip it. So 1/5 is the reciprocal of 5. That means 5 to the -1, remember, -1 power means it's reciprocal, is 1/5. 5 to the -1 is 1/5. So what about 6 to the -1? Well, that's just 1/6. The reciprocal of 8, 1 over 8. The reciprocal of 10, that's what this is saying, 1 over 10. Now, what about that? Now, really, that's like a 10 to the -1 times 2. But we could look at this as really, just like this is 1 over 10, this is 1 over 10 squared. This is 1/100th. And 10 to the -3 is 1,000th, or 1 over 10 to the third. A negative exponent. A negative exponent means the piece moves to the denominator. See, we had 10 to the -3, and it just put 10 to the third down the denominator. We had 8 to the -1, it just put the 8 down in the denominator. That's what it's doing. So if we have this with variables, this looks complicated, but it's not. We have a to the 4th times a to the -2. Well, a to the -2 means it's in the denominator. So basically, this is a fraction with a to the 2nd in the denominator. Well, we can actually do this now because this means a over a. They cross out. That's just a squared. Well, what about this guy? Well, as soon as I see negative exponents, I know I'm dealing with a fraction because somebody's got to move to the denominator. Somebody's got to move. Well, you have a squared. He's fine. B to the -3. That says, hey, I'm down in the denominator. A to the -1. Hey, I'm down in the denominator. And then a b squared. So this right here is the same as that. And now we can simplify this. This just equals AA BB over a BBBA. Well, does anybody go bye-bye? A and A do. They become ones. That B and that B become ones. That B and that B become ones. You and I are left with just an A on top and a B in the bottom. Now, what if we have a negative exponent in the denominator of a fraction like this? Well, he's got to move. Where's the only place he can move? He moves to the top. So this is a squared. That a to the -3 is going to move up here with him, which then just gives you a to the 5th. So wherever you have the negative exponent, he's going to move. If he's in the top, he moves to the bottom. If he's in the bottom, he moves to the top. So let's consider this final problem here. I want to clean this up. Well, if you have a negative exponent, I'm going to move you. That's a negative exponent. He's moving to the bottom. B squared? No, he's fine. C squared? Nope, fine. Down here, a to the -3. He moves, which means he moves up top. B, nothing, so he stays. C, negative, so he moves up top. And please note, a -1 just means to the first power. If you want to put a little 1 there to make yourself feel okay, that's fine. Let's clean it up now because some things are going to cross out. B, B, C, C, A, C, A, and a B. Those A's will go away. Those A's will go away. That B and that B will go away. So you're left with just the number 1 in the bottom. So what do we have up top? Let's put them in alphabetical order. I see a single A, I see a single B, and I see a CC and another C. So that's C to the third. So that's what we end up. This simplifies. That ugly fraction up top simplifies to simply that right there. Wherever the negative exponent is, he will move. If he's in the bottom, he'll move up top. If he's in the top, he moves to the bottom. And once he moves, you take the negative off of him. There you have lesson 8.4.